Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, coming to you from beautiful Salem, and I'm pleased to say that I'm back in beautiful Salem after some time on the road, and happy to be back to doing the vlogs. And tonight I thought I would comment on something I saw in the news today, which was Newt Gingrich talking about how gay marriage is equivalent to paganism. And what he actually said was that he felt that it was typical of pagan ideology, and a very natural thing from a pagan point of view, but contrary to his ideas of civilization. And of course it's worth saying that when talking about pagans, he wasn't necessarily actually talking about us, but was using the term in a broader context. But nonetheless, I thought it was an appropriate thing to take a moment and say, yes, Newt, you actually are getting it. It is very much a sign of the rise of paganism in this country that we are looking at alternative forms of marriage. There are other things also that have come with the rise of paganism in the latter 20th and early 21st centuries, such as the strong influence of ecology, the strong influence of going green and working for the environment and seeing the earth as a valuable thing. And these things have everything to do with the rise of modern paganism. And in that, Newt is absolutely correct. Now, the thing that puzzles me is that I don't think anybody else particularly notices, including our own people sometimes. And it's really a very interesting thing that I think we need to be looking at. And that is why when these issues that we have been so strong on for so long are actually carrying the larger portion of the country, are we not associated with it? Pagan clergy have been doing same-sex marriages and other kinds of marriages, such as group marriages, for decades now. We, above all different religious groups in this country, should be identified with this issue, but we're nowhere to be seen for the most part. We have been in the forefront of working for the environment. We should be very prominent in the green movement. Why are we not associated with it? And I think that this is something that we need not to ask the wider society, but to ask ourselves. Why have we not put ourselves in this position when these are the very things we taught, cared about, and worked for? And I think that the thing that I would particularly like to call attention to is the importance of looking to our role in the wider community. Do we really not want to be associated with the things that we are working for? Do we not want to have our flag flying, so to speak, in the wider context of the world? Because that does kind of seem to be where we are. And you know, I wrote some time ago a little class on the difference between witchcraft in Harry Potter and in the real world, but one of the things that I pointed out in that class was that just as in Harry Potter's world, where the magical community seems to be hidden from the wider community, our actual pagan world does seem in many ways to be hidden from the wider world. It's like people often don't notice us. Sometimes because we don't want to be noticed. But why don't we want to be noticed? Why are we hiding in the way that we are? And I do realize that not everyone can be public, not everyone wants to be public. But I'm not necessarily speaking about individuals, I'm speaking about the movement. And I really think that we need to be mindful of the importance of being involved in the causes we care about, of being identified with the work that we ourselves do, if we want to have influence on it in the future. And when we cease to be identified with those movements that we have worked so hard to bring forward, we also lose our ability to influence them in the future. So I hope this gives you some food for thought, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, coming to you from beautiful Salem. I'd like to ask you to take a few minutes and visit my Indiegogo campaign. You can find it at indiegogo.com/witchschoolvideolessons. This is a fundraising campaign I'm conducting to raise money to help finance my finishing of the video version of our Witch School degree lessons, first, second, and third degree. My goal is to finish them by spring, and I'm hoping that people will support this project with donations to help me to accomplish it. We have a number of wonderful thank you gifts for people who make donations, and I hope you'll consider donating. And if you're not able to donate, I hope you'll support the campaign in other ways by letting people know it's happening. I feel that this is really a revolutionary project, something that will do a great deal of good in the world, and I hope that I can count on your support for it. Until next time, may you blessed be.